The Austronesian language ethnic group is the world's most widely spread, spanning from Africa's Madagascar in the west, crossing the Indian Ocean to Easter Island in the Pacific, starting from Taiwan in the north and traversing south to New Zealand. Taiwan's Austronesian language ethnic groups are considered the northernmost of all, and 16 indigenous peoples with a population up to 540,000 are included. They play a critical historical role in the cultural development of the Austronesian family. In order to preserve indigenous history and culture, and to promote the overall development of indigenous peoples, the Council of Indigenous Peoples was established in 1996. Since then, Taiwan has reached a new milestone in promoting indigenous affairs. Taiwan is facing the problem of an aging population. In tribal villages, this phenomenon is more apparent. In response to the lack of social welfare resources in villages of remote tribal areas, the Council of Indigenous Peoples subsidizes tribal religious organizations and social welfare organizations under the principle of letting indigenous persons look after themselves. By establishing daycare centers for tribal seniors, which provide comprehensive care services for the elderly. From Mondays to Fridays, the staff will drive to pick up those elderly people who live further away. After taking their blood pressure and body temperature, there are continued learning classes for seniors. Here, the elderly can receive the best care. And for those elderly members who cannot go to the center for activities, the staff will visit their homes, bringing care into every corner of the tribe. In response to the lack of public childcare institutions in tribal villages, the Council of Indigenous Peoples not only established a comprehensive childcare platform, but it also provides employment opportunities for the members of the tribe. When the young go out to work, they can safely send their children to the nearest tribal childcare classes. The center provides convenient childcare services so that children can happily grow and learn in their mother tongue. Since January 2013, the preschools and daycare integration policy has created brand new opportunities for the indigenous childcare system in tribal villages. In order to protect the basic rights of tribal women, we have established Indigenous Family and Women's Service Centers. Center staff are from the same tribal village, and they organize various advocacy work and run women's enrichment groups to improve Indigenous women's self-esteem and identity. Whether it's in daily life, economic issues, or educational concerns, the center can provide service and counseling on any of these questions, and also assist Indigenous women in understanding their basic rights and access to welfare. To ensure medical access for all Indigenous people and protect basic financial livelihood for the elderly, the Council of Indigenous Peoples provides 55 to 64-year-old Indigenous residents with a monthly stipend of 3,500 NT dollars and subsidies for national health insurance and medical transportation. Subsidies are also available for local organizations in tribes to consolidate resources and create a safer tribal environment, reduce the occurrence of accidental injuries, and facilitate tribal villages to develop a healthy, safe model.
0800-066-995就业服务专线，您好，很高兴为你服务。大人数啊，大家个waktu kemana kita ya?
0800-066-995 is the Indigenous Employment Service hotline. Over the years, the Council of Indigenous Peoples has employed Indigenous Employment Service executives, consolidated employment resources, and provided matching jobs for Indigenous peoples in both tribal and metropolitan areas, provided case consultation, and offered job interview accompaniment. The Council of Indigenous Peoples also created an Indigenous job search website for job seekers and companies to match their mutual needs. Over the years, these measures have dramatically reduced the unemployment rate among Indigenous peoples. In addition, the Council of Indigenous Peoples and domestic higher education institutions have jointly established an Indigenous Incubation Center that provides technical and consulting services to assist aspiring Indigenous entrepreneurs in realizing their dreams. In order to improve the operational value of Indigenous creative industries and to consolidate creative energy among tribes, the Council of Indigenous Peoples has established a certification system and design competition that works with corporations, consultants, and exhibition and selling venues to develop a comprehensive market for Indigenous cultural and creative industries while improving the visibility of Indigenous creative products. At the same time, low-interest loans are offered to assist Indigenous economic development from project incubation, training, and marketing to loans. The Council of Indigenous Peoples has provided a complete solution for Indigenous persons.